and he's had the property up until this time. If we take over next year, he basically zoned it this year, and we're giving him a year's free taxes by not paying next year's. He chose not to sign this agreement last spring, so he can pay the taxes for this fall. Am I being difficult or what?
Well, if we're gonna pick up all the closing costs, I think that's only
Yeah.
fair. Cause can the county actually pay taxes to themselves?
No, we don't pay any taxes.
No, I mean, even on his, could you even do that?
I'm sorry?
The taxes that are due, if he wanted you guys to pay them, could you even do that legally?
Well, basically, they're due, and he owes them, but we can write off the ones for next year.
I'm not sure we can. I don't know how.
If we agree to it, because that's, most deals that the purchaser takes over the taxes after they have the possession of the
Once
property.
we buy it.
Yeah.
But as long as he still owns it, we can't waive his taxes.
Right. But he won't own it come next year, but the taxes
Right.
that are due are for this year.
Oh, I understand that. I just,
Yeah.
just kind of more thinking through your question.
Yeah, but can we actually waive those taxes?
What he owes, and
19 for 18's assessment?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure that community corrections won't be responsible for that as well.
Do they pay taxes on it? No, the H&K building's ours,
Right.
and it's our building.
But I'm saying those taxes have already been assessed, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure that we can legally write them off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm
That's a
saying?
question for our lawyer.
The taxes for 2019?
Uh-huh.
Assessed,
That
because
they
it's
were
the
assessed
assessed
for
in
2018.
Yeah.
18. Can we legally write those off just because we purchased the building?
I don't think so. I mean,
So I think we would need to ask the community corrections to, I mean, this agreement says that they need to be responsible for those as well. To pay back into county general.
okay.
I'm not sure on the legality of that.
I think community corrections would then, yeah, I think they would pay.
That would be part of the cost of the building.
That's part of the cost of, that's part of the cost of owning a building is paying its taxes, you know, paying the insurance and all that, so.
The seller may give the buyer a tax exemption certificate acceptable to relevant taxation authority. So what is that?
Well, that's what I was wondering, that part.
That's legalese, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, that's, I didn't understand that.
It's above my pay grade.
Are we in session
So
yet?
I guess that we haven't.
I declare this meeting in session, whatever. Call it to order, whatever you want to do here, Dave.
Jane, do you have a copy of the resolution that was passed by the council?
No, I can read it to you if you want to say.
Yeah. I'd like for it to be entered into the minutes as a result of Tuesday night's meeting. Plus, in fact, I guess I haven't seen it yet, so.
I have a copy in my tote bag, but I didn't bring that in here.
Resolution says, resolution authorizing the purchase of 307 Central Avenue, Connersville, Indiana, using funds from the Community Transition Program, CTP. Whereas by using CTP funds, the building will be used for housing female jail inmates, female work release offenders, and related community corrections functions. Now therefore be it resolved by Fayette County Council, 1, the Commissioners on behalf of Fayette County are authorized to make the necessary assurances and certifications and be empowered to enter into an agreement with EdConnect to purchase said building. And 2, that Fayette County Council will reimburse the Community Transition Program if it is determined that said building is not appropriate for community corrections functions. And then the undersigned duly qualified and acting members of Fayette County Council certify the foregoing is a true and correct copy of a resolution adopted at a legally convened meeting of the Fayette County Council held on October 16, 2018. And they all signed it.
Okay. I guess I'd like to ask Ann, from a legal standpoint, there was a statement made Tuesday night by one of the council members, well, we could just rewrite the land acquisition, the definition of the land acquisition fund.
Right.
So what prevents the 2019 council from rewriting this resolution and saying, no, sorry, commissioners, we're not gonna pay them back for that money, so you're gonna have to go ahead and utilize that building?
I mean, I think unfortunately, nothing prevents them from doing that, which I'm sure comes up often when there's a switch of county council. I mean, I think the only thing keeping them from doing it is, I mean,
It's doable. Legally.
yeah, but, I mean, that would look terrible. You know, it's you know what I'm saying?
Things like that have looked terrible before.
I'm just sure they have, so, but, I mean, it was entered in good faith, so I think, given the minutes from the meeting on Tuesday night, I think it would be hard for them to overturn that resolution. I mean, given the
Morally.
only reason
But legally, they can,
signing this, you know, this wouldn't be happening if it weren't for that resolution. So, I mean, I think technically, given the rules on resolutions, they could try to overturn it, but I think it could turn, I mean, I think there's a legal case for it being read. I think in the court of law, if it came to that, it would be, that resolution would probably be interpreted as a contract made in good faith. So,
I guess I've thought about it since Tuesday night, and I've talked with some people, and I guess I still hold reservations of us purchasing this building through those funds, but I'm not sure that I can support that effort, but I won't fight it. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept this offer to purchase and use the CTP funds, or CPT, whichever way, whatever initials they are, to purchase this property. I have a question about when the closing will be and how that's conducted when you're using cash. I know that normally it goes through a bank and there's no bank involved, so do we just go over to the title office and have them do the title work? And
I can, if we're ready to go, I can get the title prepared, transfer of title prepared. That's not a
I make a
problem.
motion to accept this purchase.
I'll second it.
It's been a motion made and properly seconded that we use the Community Corrections Fund to purchase the Connect building at 307 Central, isn't it? And that we do it under these terms,
What-
except for
We have to
the taxes?
I have to modify under price and payment, I need to modify number 3. Is that correct? And I think that's the only modification. I think that'll take care of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any other discussions or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. Motion carried. I'll give it back to the president.
I'll take my gavel.
Hammer back.
Smile, we're on candid camera.
Like I
And-
said, I
And
will,
you will find out about when we're going to do the closing and such as that.
I will contact him and let him know that we're ready to go. Like I said, we do transfers of titles and deeds all the time in our office, so that won't be,
Okay.
that won't.
Okay, so
Do we have to sign this thing now?
No, well, no, because
no.
I'm gonna edit
It's
it.
gonna be
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna edit it and,
Anybody make the sign?
I'll bring it back and have you guys sign it before I meet with him, and then, I mean, do you want me to set up a meeting and have somebody present the check? I mean, you know,
I think
we
that
presented,
meeting
we
should
won't
be with
present
the
the check until we
president.
have closing, right?
right,
Do we need to make a claim and have the check written, or do we need to have the closing cost added to this?
Diana had brought us a claim for the original, the $110,550, and we thought we could do a separate claim for the additional costs
Okay,
later.
okay, so you have a claim
I'm sure
here
that will be fine.
to get the money out of the CTP fund. We could take the other out of contractual services. The different, the closing, no, take
They're
all of
paying
it
for
out.
all of it.
Let the CT pay.
They're paying for all of it. That was their agreement.
Separate claim for that.
Yes,
Yep.
okay. So we'll just do another.
Every
Yeah.
last dime.
When we know what the dollar amount is, I'll do a
Yes,
claim for it.
okay,
And all associated costs, I think it said.
It does say
yes.
associated closing costs. I would interpret that as, yeah.
And if taxes can't be waived, then that's part of the closing cost.
That's part of the cost, so, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna change that one clause to starting in 2019.
It would
Okay.
pay all taxes
Yeah.
from 2019 on. Then I would make a motion that we give the president the authority to handle all closing costs, or closing
Anything
signatures.
Billy? I'll second that.
All in favor, say.
Aye.
Nay. You guys are planning on being in the field in the, right?
Yeah,
Well, you know that real estate stuff.
yeah, you're the real
You're the
estate
pro.
guru.
No, I'm not.
Well, you are now.
I'm an insurance agent. I was never in real estate.
Okay.
Is that enough? I will make the edits and I will email the edited to Jane so that you guys can sign it. And I will take care of the title and deed and call Mr. Connect and get a couple dates of possibility and then get with Leo to,
I will not be back until the 29th of October.
okay.
I'm leaving town.
Why didn't you say that before we made the motion? I would have made Mark in charge.
I'll be back 29th of October.
Okay.
The witch will return in time for Halloween.
Okay.
Okay.
I accept a motion to.
Wait a minute, do we have to
For
do
the
something
claim.
about the bus
We
stand?
have to make a motion for this claim.
Yeah. The,
Will you accept?
what do you want besides?
Are you talking about approving this claim?
Yes.
So you need a motion, the $110,550, the original purchase?
We have to approve that claim, and also we got the body scanner, don't we?
Yes.
Something with the body scanner.
Okay.
I need to accept the claim.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to accept the claim for the $110,550. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. Now I'll accept a motion for the claim for the body scanner.
No. I don't think it's a
No.
claim yet.
No, the claim, yeah, just the quote.
You want to present that?
Yes. The Fayette County Sheriff's Department put out a request for quotes for the body scanner that we were awarded the grant for the Edward D. Byrne Memorial JAG funds. We received 4 quotes in. The first quote was Soder RS for $136,250. Command Sourcing was a B-Scan scanner, $151,000. Adani was $116,450, and Canon Secure Pass was $156,000. The board, we had a committee that met, looked over all the quotes to make sure that all the criteria was met that we put out in our quote packet, and we recommend that you take the Adani quote for $116,450. This also has a special software package added to it that they are giving us in that price that will actually highlight the area where drugs are located internally in their bodies.
That's the lowest quote, right?
That is the lowest, yes.
Lowest
And how
quote
much?
was the best equipment.
$116,450.
450?
Our grant was for $137,000,
What's the rest of the, up to that, or
up to $137,000. So we
is there
just,
any extras we can add to this scanner to
The
utilize the whole grant?
sure.
drug detection software she's talking about, we thought was going to be extra, and when Diane called them and said, you know, how much, because we were inclined to maybe want to go with that bid just because it's kind of a fail-safe in the program that we, you know, if somebody did miss something, it would highlight it anyway, and they said it was included. So I think we're getting all the bells and whistles with it. Our big issue now is going to be where to house it, but I think we got an idea for that too. And to me, this is something that is going to change a lot of things with both community corrections and with the jail. We have another thing that's coming with our phone system to alleviate any kind of trafficking, hopefully. That trafficking's been an issue in every facility all over the country. It's been an issue in our facility as well. And adding this, and also there's a new program coming with our new phone contract. If I am the sheriff, that we would sign it, that will also eliminate all mail that comes to the jail. All mail that's sent to the jail will be mailed to a separate location. They will scan it all in, and they will be able to go on the systems that are in the cell blocks and look at their mail there. Legal mail would be the only exception because they would have that, and we don't have the right to look at that. But those two things, especially the body scanner, alleviate our concern, a lot of our concerns with trafficking, smuggling, any kind of overdoses within the jail. Exposure to both inmates and to personnel. I mean, if you guys are hearing some of the horror stories about fentanyl, officers being exposed to that, I mean, that would be a nightmare that would happen. So these two things, we can, to use Barney's line, nip it before it even gets in there. So hopefully that would be what would happen. And this has been, Diane's done a great job with this. So here we are, and hopefully we get it and get it set up here very shortly and can put it to good use.
Okay. Joey, what's the life expectancy of this machine, or?
I'm not sure what.
This quote included a 5-year contract. There will be a software agreement after that, so I'm not exactly sure how long the equipment lasts itself.
They've never, that's never came up, just always the service agreement, the 5-year contract, so is what.
So 5 years down the road, what's it gonna, what are you looking at as far as costs to continue
What
an
is somebody
agreement?
else looking at it in 5 years? No. I don't think it's software maintenance.
I mean, I understand we're accustomed to kicking the can down the road, but.
Right, no, I know.
And I'm trying to prevent that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's not been any discussions on, this is all kind of new technology for all
I
sheriffs.
understand, yeah.
So I'm not, talked to a sheriff that's 5 years into a body scanner yet,
Okay.
that really knows if there's expense. Only thing I can see is software upgrades that are gonna come, no different than your JMS, the Spillman system over there, that, you know, technology is gonna change, there's gonna be upgrades that are
Yeah.
gonna come with that I would think we would look for other grants too, if something would be significant, but I can't anticipate anything being, you know, substantial.
I understand the need for it and the importance of it.
Mhm.
It just scares me of whether we can afford to maintain it down the road or not, is what scares me.
I don't think we can afford to not have it though, because
I
if we
understand.
have another, we have overdoses in the jail, we passed up an opportunity to get one. I think there's gonna be an attorney that's gonna say, you
Yeah.
Coulda
guys
done that.
had this and you turned it down because you're worried about money. My client now has a dead child that was in the jail. That's
Oh.
why. But I totally get what you're saying, I do.
I think the software agreement would be 10 to 15,000 a year, based on cost now.
That's
But in
what-
5 years, I can't guarantee that cost.
I just didn't know how much was entailed. I mean, like Spillman cost us, I forget, Joey, you remember, it's
Oh.
25,000 or something like that
Yeah.
for all
It's a-
three.
The last
it's a-
update
it's a
was
bid.
substantial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's just the service agreements, and the update was
yeah.
expensive.
I believe the service agreement, the software updates are included in the service agreements for this equipment.
Okay.
But I
I
mean,
mean-
I didn't ask that specific question.
If you guys would want us to have somebody come to, to talk to you guys about that, or see if there is a longer contract, I mean, we do have, I don't know if that's something that can be done with the extra money. I've not heard one
This-
longer than 5 years in any of the proposals.
Chances are they won't,
Yeah,
No,
probably not.
and that's,
because they don't want to obligate
they didn't
themselves.
want it, two of the companies didn't want to give a 5-year agreement.
Yeah.
They only
Yeah.
wanted to do it a single year, and that's why, you know, we were getting up over 150,000. We would have had to have gone out for, formal RFP if we were over 150,000. This money we actually lose at the end of the year. He said if we're in, I talked to the program director, if you remember right, this grant was awarded clear back in 2017. Right December, January
Well, I was thinking
27,
it was right-
18,
Yeah,
yeah.
right at the end of the year or
Right,
something.
right at the end of the year. And they just sent us the agreement in September and said, hey, if you wanna move forward, you know, you can have the money. And so I talked to the program director, he said they said there's absolutely positively no extensions. I told him what we were gonna do, how we were able to move forward, and he said he could possibly grant us a little bit of extension if we had to. But he would prefer not to have this totally complete and done by the end of the year.
Well, Joey, I'm not sure where you was wanting that you and Michelle had talked about putting the scanner, but is there a need for security, for video cameras and audio cameras in that location that's not already there? Is there something that we can write in and add to this grant to take care of
That's a good-
cameras?
Well, ideally, the location's gonna be wherever you guys decide to house the new women's facility or whatever we're wanting to do, whether that's the old Dollar General store or the annex, where we're gonna put that, because space is an issue. We do have an idea, and it probably will be within our facility, and it's already has cameras where
Okay.
it's located, so.
I just wanted
yeah.
to try to,
Well,
I was trying to think of other things that
and
possibly
the
we could.
grant
Yeah,
was
no,
writ- the grant was written for the body camera
Okay.
scanner. So adding extra things probably wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right.
But this seems to be, from what we've seen, I mean, I just looking at the logistics of each one, it's the lowest price. And also
Best
seems like
stuff.
maybe the best one too.
Do you have some other sheriff's departments that have this particular machine?
Where was the other one we talked about?
The closest ones, was in Madison, Indiana on this one. That other one was in,
And we have not seen it yet.
Okay.
There's been some email with some sheriffs talking about theirs. I mean, everybody's
But
over
not-
the moon.
not
Not this
necessarily-
specific one, no. But everybody else that has them is, it's such a you know, the human eye and a human is limited in what they can, and what we're asking them to look for and the places we're asking them to look for. This takes some of that, the humility out of it for both sides, where, you know, we can just do this scan. And, you know, I've been, in my early career, I've seen people have a pistol in their boot, you know, that you go, oh, you know, that somebody may have missed later. So it's going to do all that. You know, we're thinking drugs, but also weapons. I mean, any kind of contraband. It's, you know, going to be a game changer for us.
You know, this is not only for inmate safety, it's for officer safety as
Oh,
well.
sure.
That was our main selling point with the grant was officer safety.
Sure.
You know, because when they're bringing the drugs in as
Well,
well
I think
as
it can be a great asset.
Yeah.
I really do. I would make a motion that we accept the bid of the 116,450, and to allow them to go ahead and purchase it.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your work, Joey, and Diana, on getting this grant.
All her. She's.
Because we never could have done this any other way.
Yeah. That's a chunk of change.
Yeah.
It's certainly not in the budget. And I don't think we'd get any appropriation that would cover it, so. Thank you very much.
That's all of our business.
Here's the claim. That is everything for this meeting.
Is that it? I move that we adjourn then.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. We adjourn
Upon signatures.
after signatures. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.